Hello folks, this is Jamil Sweat for Gunstock Reviews. We are here at Cowtown, USA in Peoria, Arizona with my friend Freddie Blish.
Hey Jamil, good to see you again.
So he is an instructor up at Gunsight.
Yes.
Freddie, we have done some videos about all sorts of ways to properly manipulate and use our handgun. In this case, 1911.
Yes.
I'm using a TRP, using the Defender series.
Correct.
So
old school with the
old
Defender
school,
series.
yeah, you betcha.
Yeah.
And so now we are going to do reloads.
Some of them have different terminologies, but the two that Jeff Cooper used and is taught at Gunsight is a tactical reload and a speed reload.
Okay.
And you know, the tactical reload is typically a reload where we're going to retain the magazine because we're doing it on our time. Where you know we've been in a gunfight, we've taken cover. There seems to be no more threats. Now I'm going to do a reload, retaining the magazine, and it's done on my time. Topping off the gun, getting ready to have a fully loaded gun so that if I have to engage new threats, it's ready to go, topped off. A speed reload is a reload where I have typically ran the gun dry, and now I want to get more more rounds into the gun so I can continue to press the fight. And it's usually done on my threats time. You know, he's still shooting at me, and I need to get more ammo into the gun. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I can't do a speed reload where, hey, I just need more ammos in the gun. I don't know how many rounds I've fired, so I'm going to willingly accept dropping a partially loaded magazine on the ground to get fresh rounds in the gun so it's topped off and ready to go. And it's done mostly in competition, but there are times in a tactical environment where that can, make sense. And we'll cover that when we get to it.
Okay, and I've done speed reloads when we've done the El Presidente drill up at Gunsight.
Yes.
Which we're going to do an El Presidente here pretty soon. We should do one just to show the folks what it is, and some history behind it, so you can tell us.
Well, the El Presidente was, Colonel Cooper was down in Latin America to train the bodyguard for one of the presidents in one of the Latin American countries. And at the end of it, the Presidente said, Senor Cooper, my, bodyguards, capable of, protecting my life. And Colonel Cooper's response, of course, was, well, I don't know. It depends on how much you're paying them, because someone could pay them more, and that may go against you. The reality is that what the Presidente was looking for was a drill to assess their skill level.
Okay.
So Colonel Cooper came up with the El Presidente, which was 3 targets 10 yards downrange, a yard apart, and you started with your back to the targets, hands at surrender position. This is not surrender position. This is competitive surrender position, but surrender position or hands up, you're above your head, and you would turn, draw, fire 2 rounds, 2 rounds, 2 rounds, speed reload, 2 rounds, 2 rounds, 2 rounds, and a good time was 10 seconds.
Okay.
So if you wanted all hits in the 8-inch circle under 10 seconds. That was your goal with an El Presidente.
And that's one of the reasons that we do the speed reload and we drop a partially loaded magazine.
Partially loaded magazine.
Well, let's do, what are we going to do first?
Well, let's talk about tactical reloads, because it plays into, after we've just loaded the gun, okay, we may have a round in the chamber and a magazine that's down 1 round. Well, how do we put a fresh magazine into the gun so we have round in the chamber and a fully loaded magazine?
Okay.
Tactical reload.
Let's go do that one first.
All right. So this is how it's going to look. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the gun. Remember, every time this pistol comes out of the holster, you know what? That's a free pistol presentation. So I've got, I've done my pistol presentation. I'm going to load it. So I'm going to take that magazine. Usually it's magazine you might have in your pocket if you want your magazine pouches to have fully loaded magazines in them. Or if you're taking a magazine from a magazine pouch, make sure it's the one that's furthest to the back, not your front one, because that's the front. The one in the front is the one that we want to be your magazine for a speed reload. So I'm going to take that magazine out. I'm going to make sure I got rounds in it, flat to flat. I'm inserting it. I'm going to come up, grab that slide like that, rack that slide. Now I'm going to do my press check. Yeah, I got a round in the chamber. Weapon is back on safe, but I know that I have a partially loaded magazine. So what I will do is bring out a fresh magazine And now notice when I bring it out, my finger is straight along the front of the magazine. I can feel the rounds right there. If there is a round that is, say, partially forward like this, if I feel it, I can either push it back in or I can flick it off so I don't have or induce a malfunction when I'm trying to load it. So now that I've got that, so now what I'm going to do is move the magazine so it's in between my middle finger and my pointing finger, and it looks like, you know, like some Europeans, how they like to smoke cigarettes like this. That's kind of what I'm achieving, is this. And that allows me to have what I like to call a lobster claw right there. So that way when I come up and I grab that magazine, I can control them. This magazine now goes into the gun. I fully seat it. This one will go into your pocket because it's, you know that it's a partially loaded magazine. If it's the only magazine you have, then we'll put it back in your mag pouch.
Okay.
Okay. So that is a tactical reload. And what I like to tell people to when they practice their tactical reload is what you're doing. One, you're coming down, you're making sure that you have a magazine. Got it, got the magazine. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to change it, insert it. And then in this case, I'm putting it back in my mag pouch because it's the only other mag I have. And then what you do is you just do this. This is where repetition is a friend. And you just come up and you do this at least 10 times so that you get that motion down. But now remember, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Okay. Well, folks, now we have another great idea and another great instruction on how to properly manipulate and use our pistol.
Yes.
So thank you, Freddie. Thanks for everything. Stay with us and let's do some other instruction on how to do
let's cover speed reloads.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Thank you for watching Gun Stock Reviews. Please visit our website at www.gunstockreviews.com for more exclusive content. Please visit our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/gunstockreviews. Your contributions would be greatly appreciated and help us grow our selections and frequency of videos.